Futhark, and then across what? Wait. Futhark and the Insane Worshippers. Good. Wait a second. I can see the... I can see our next battlefield? No, that's not our next battlefield. No, wait, it is. It's an armorer, there's beggars, there's a fountain of health, and a blood altar. Okay. Well, that's not even in this section. We'll worry about that in the future. Well, I say worry, we probably don't really worry about that. That's probably fine. Yeah, I'm gonna continue using my weird candles at least a little. Ritual for activating. Reduce all enemies' armor by 25 until the end of combat. Probably just gonna hardcast that at the start. We'll get an animated Fey out on the board, which I will corrosively burst instantly. Okay. 3, 4. Yeah, I can do it. We'll activate you, and then we'll activate you 3 more times. Alright, we're going into Lichdom. Do I want to... Yeah, I guess I might as well play that. God, it actually really pumps out damage now that it's activating before and after. Alright. God, their armor is so low as well. How are we gonna do this? This has got to be duplicate for damage and then just hit him, right? It just has to be. And then we... Energy wave. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Let's just activate you for the kill. I don't need to worry about that turn. I need to remove more minions from this deck. Honestly, I may actually start thinking about getting the golem out of this deck. It's going to be one of the later removals, to be clear. Because, yeah, that could totally just kill me if I get into a fight that, you know, I need to block in. But its time is days are numbered.
Sometimes I think the stones might be magical. See these markings? I don't know what they are, but when they glow, they look so pretty.
Random comments. I think we'll take a grab bag there. I think the other rune carrier will just take all the commons that it has as well. We're only really good at making commons right now. We can't polish a rare. We definitely can't polish a mythical. Let's organize these again. So, yeah, that's not particularly close. This gets one more to get its second polish. And then we leave this down there. That one, Eagle, thank you very much for gifting 25 subs to the community. To Zelda Poppy, to Jerry Curtis 2000, One Tree Will _Pog, Carnage _Time, Thor Sparker, Intoxicated _Illithid, Izzy _Stardust, Good Death 001, Rage Requiem, Mikey Jr., Blyden, Paulo Garby, Killermensch, Chronotron Gun, Destronets, G-Star Kush, Over Karakal, Septic Viper, Sup of Soup, Squirrel 412, Zero Function, Undead 14, Baron Snugs, Let's Consider, and Neon JAHR. Enjoy your moments in chat, and welcome to the Republic, y'all. Remember to say thanks to that one ego. Don't thank me, y'all. I'm just a kid who likes y'all. Okay, remember not to say thanks to Lonely Ego. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I accidentally changed your name. I saw O-N-E and some part of my brain like auto-scanned that and filled it with Lonely Girl 15, I think. Like the old series on YouTube. I know the username, don't worry. It's just a weird brain fart. But thank you so much, at least on my behalf. Much appreciated. It says I've got a lot of money and nothing to spend it on. So thank you, Raps, for always keeping me happy. My absolute pleasure. Runestones. We've still got them organized in the same way. So this is 3 away from the flawless. So, yeah, the closest is our Ethel right now, right? Matched with our tier. Unfortunately, the Ethel and tier are probably the ones I care about the least. I guess maybe polished Ethel. We do cast a bunch of cards in the same turn. Yeah, maybe we go for the flawless Ethel. That seems like a good position to move in. Most of evil, we need insane worshippers behind. Totally fine with this. It's time for the bops. Synergy immediately invoking a Fae and a Worm is one of the greatest starts that we can have. So we'll do that. Synergy summons those out. We take very little damage in order to do so. Clouds of Activation is already very good. Actually, yeah, we're becoming the Lich this turn. Sacrifice. God, Clouds of Blood is so good. Wait. Oh, yeah. It was showing the wrong number for a second there, but it's good. Tried to change my name to Lonely Eagle to save you there, Raps. Is that how you ended up with your current nickname, actually? Was that a circumstance where someone said that name and you were like, yeah, actually, that's what I'm gonna make it? Wait, I don't need to activate you more times than that, do I? Actually, I might be able to do this without Clouds of Blood. Let's go Resurrected Fae, summon you, then Life Breather to kill you. We kill the Fae, so we're getting 1 minion dead, right? And then the charge from that, and then we're getting another one from entering the ethereal minion with its ability activating instantaneously. We pop the Necro. All right, and now how much can we do? Like, I could just double stun the whole enemy team, that'd be great, but how much else could we do instead? I think I am just gonna go for straight up damage. I just want to see. I don't want to have to like guesstimate how much damage is gonna happen. I just want to throw the damage at him and see, you know? Use your wave. And then I end my turn. Okay. Okay, so it's not as wacky as could be. We're still up to 3 charge already? God. Oh, that's hard. Activate. 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 Lich time. Yep, it's just... We're not playing as the Necromancer. We're playing as the Lich. The Necromancer is just the... effectively, the Necromancer is a tier stone for us, right? It's just something that we have for the first turn or two of combat, maybe. Drain that power. Just do any of the damage ones. Damage across the board. Let's raise. Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be lethal, right? Just lower your armor a bunch. Oh, really? It didn't get the bounty hunt. I was certain it was gonna get that bounty hunter there as well. The ethereal worms are dealing very little damage until I buff my own by being in the other form. Yikes. Activate a minion. That's blood as well. Yeah, I guess I'll just get back into Lichdom instantly as well. It'll be fine. Dupe our sap of all of your damage, and then follow up with Hell's Rays. And one more hit. Just not enough to put down that corpse. Fine. One hit to all enemies. And then we'll round out with just a big reduction in your armor. That's got to be a kill, right? Yeah. That'll do it. Shamanic Knowledge. Offer 5% of your max HP. Gain barrier on all of your minions equal to twice the HP lost. It doesn't really matter to us. Invoke a Fae. It's a 0 cost that invokes a Fae, but I don't know. I don't want to add too many more cards to this deck at this point. 2 pillars, invokes 2 golems. Yeah, also not that. Overdose at the start of the turn. This minion increases its max HP, max damage by 100% and permanently loses 30% of its max HP. Not relevant to us. I could reroll here. I'm usually against rerolling unless you know what you're finding. Like what you could get that is theoretically so much better than what you're being offered in the short period. And that will hold here. I'm gonna skip. Take a cracked Ethel. And merge. 0 cost Fae is nice. It's just because I've got 3 Fae in the deck right now. It feels like it's going to be too much. Insane Worshippers. So y'all are worshipping the Sizable Knight. Like one of the druids in here is worshipping the Sizable Knight or something like that. I don't think I have to take anything to you or hold off.
Worship her. Worship her.
Just like before, the crowd expects you to offer a sacrifice to the Whisper.
Trade livers.
You notice some of the worshippers anxiously looking around. They clearly weren't able to prepare a sacrifice to lay at the altar.
Well, what if I did it for you? How about you have 10 human livers and give me 1 random legendary runestone? A polished Hagel. Wait, it's polished? It arrived polished? Excuse me? But its quality is level 1? So they start polished then. Oh, I guess that makes sense because you're not going to find many of them. How are you going to get them to flawless past that point? Polished Hagel provides 0% damage, plus 5% for every enemy killed whilst equipped. Max to 100% damage. Oh. Oh. What? Okay. Just damage. Just damage. Just damage things? That's good. That's very good. I don't think I need to harp on it too long. It's very, very, very good though. Indic stones only go to tier 2, that makes sense. Okay. Animated Fade definitely wants to come out on this board. And then we probably last activate. Start with the Animated Fae. Actually, I'll just sack you. Don't need to activate you at all. Sacrifice a minion, gain 100% damage this turn. I like that too. Sacrifice you. And summon the Resurrected Fae. Sacrifice you. And that should leave us 1 below Lichdom. Yeah. So I'll have all of the excess energy to exploit Lichdom next turn. Perfect. Is there anything that I want to do first before I become a Lich? Maybe get an Abomination out there for some AoE. That'll do. Permanently reduce all enemies' armor as well. We do that stuff in Lich mode. Alright. That one you go. Let me help. This deck is about summoning my own minions and then killing them so that I can get the ghost versions of those minions on my side. I'm not so much a necromancer as much as I am someone who operates with dead spirits, not necessarily, reanimating dead bodies. Because we want them to be ethereal, because in their ethereal mode, they have different activation effects, and they don't care about their promotion. They just do stuff by base. The important part that is actually occurring right now, or the most important part of this deck, is the ultimate ability. Sacrifice all living minions and transform yourself into a lich. Transformation lasts 1 turn. When you transform into a lich, you draw a handful of lich cards that are specific to the lich, and you also gain 3 energy. And 100% extra damage until the end of the turn while you are the lich. That damage propagates across to the abominations that you have summoned. Or the minions you have summoned, rather. I have a deck where by exploiting the ethereal phase activation in its ethereal mode, where it grants you an ultimate charge on its activation, I can become the lich very, very quickly and very consistently, and use that to destroy nerds. Just double dunk on nerds all day long. So I'm going to duplicate my next card and then stun all enemies and reduce their armor by 20 until the end of combat, duplicating that effect. Let's make sure that I leave myself with... Nice. That I leave myself with the ability to play New Beginnings, so that if need be, I can get back into Lich mode next turn easily. Well... well, if there wasn't a next turn... maybe. Yes, need didn't be. The blades. The blades of this lone windmill creak and groan as you approach. It's as if they're trying to warn you about something. When you enter, the miller strides towards you and immediately announces,
Apologies, but I can't let you in.
Leave. Alright, we're gonna get an invitation, come back one of these days. Wait, what's that in the middle? It's a shimmering light. That's silence, and she just gives you weird stones, right? Yeah, well, better sooner rather than later. Take that for a weird candle, which reminds me, I should just pump the light. Alright. That's a Fae. We got a Fae in the opening hand. Alert, we have a Fae in the opening hand. We play out our Fae. I do need to be able to play the Clouds of Blood, so we're going to use a last activation on you. Now you're dead. Rip in rip. Now I'm going to quickly give you the Clouds of Blood, activating a selected minion 3 times, 1 for each enemy in combat, giving myself 3 ultimate charge out of it. And then I'm going to permanently sacrifice you, lowering all armors for enemies by 20. And Lich time. Yep. I kind of just want to figure out what is the most optimal damage I can get out of the Lich with different energy points. Because then I just kind of want to permanently continue doing that as often as I can. Got one of them down. Let's pop a ghoul out there as well. Resurrect Abomination, destroy the ghoul. I mean, I could go back into Lich Gnome immediately if I wanted to. Maybe I do want to. The enemies are too dead for me to be able to do that right now. Oh my god. Animated Golem, summon a Golem at level 5. No. Place redirect effect on an enemy for 2 turns. No. Mobilization, stun all enemies. Nope. Skip. Left hand path. In Lich form, we get 3 new aggressive cards and plus 100% damage. That's not showing me the rest of this. Usually when you highlight it, it'll actually show you the rest. So I'm assuming it's just plus 100% damage whilst you are the Lich. The cards that it adds are deal 1 hit for 100% damage, return 3. So it just comes back to hand, we can use it again. Ghastly Rays, deal 3 hits for 75% damage to random enemies, return 3. I mean, I guess it's just having more damage cards in there. Ghastly Wave, more AoE as well. Okay. Not bad. Leech Form. On minion or enemy death, create whatever. Path of Death. On minion or enemy death, deal 1 hit for 100% damage to all enemies with 50% lifesteal. Hey, Lush. How's it going, bud? We're playing the Lich. I mean, Path of Death does give us the ability to kind of have, like, the enemies die and then die and then die and then kind of just, like, combo off that way. But my main concern right now? Is it my main concern? I don't know if I really am that concerned by not having too many damage cards that I get to play as the Lich. I am always the Lich, but the Path of Death, just dealing a hit for 100% damage to all enemies anytime a minion or an enemy dies, is a lot of hits. It's a lot of hits. But wait, it's 1 hit for 100% damage. But that will scale with my percentage increases over the turns, right? Left hand is good if you get into a Lich turn with a lot of energy. That is true. That is true. I'm going to take the left hand path, just get the extra damage. Make it simple. Crack calc, merge those. We're still short of being able to get another one. That's fine.
There's an old saying, all that glitters is cold. Even still, when you notice a pale shivering light between the trees at the edge of the weirdness, you feel beckoned to follow the light deeper into the forest.
Follow the light.
As you walk deeper into the woods,
I'm just going to start skipping the lines for this because we've seen them before.
My brave follower, looking for this.
Demon Strength. Raise your damage by 500% this turn. Yeah, I am. Thanks, bud. Oh, that's a card and a half right there. Famished Prisoner. The only thing is, it's a legendary card that I actually may not even want in the deck, because it's just a card in between me and the rest of the stuff I get to do on turn 1 right now. Okay. Synergy for our Fae and our Worm. We'll sacrifice you. Ah, I actually won't have the ability to... Wait, hang on. Charging. Anytime a minion or an enemy dies, accepting enemy summons and your own ethereals and ghouls. Yeah, okay. So Life Break as well as Ritual won't get me all the way up on the ethereal Fae here, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, look, I could get a Golem out, but I'm probably just going to get a Resurrected Fae out. Just getting more energy set up for the next turn. I'll take very little damage, and then it's time to murder. Is it time to murder? I think it may be. Let's lower everyone's armor just before I do it, because that one was free. Ooh, I can even purge fire for the 100% extra damage this turn. I like that too. 100% extra damage this turn takes us to 251. We necromance into 551. Honestly, now we're just choosing how we want to win. Duplicate, Power Steal, and I will use Ghostly Rays. Okay, and then Ghostly Rays again if I need it. And then I could have done it again if I needed it after that. Does Tongue of Fire have a way to reduce its cost? If not, how can you cast an 8 cost? So we actually had 8 energy at the time, which is why it was 8 cost, because it scales the amount of energy you have at the time. Cracker, 1 more copy. It's like an X cost. Famished prisoner, what do you got?
The man looks at you with sad eyes. He is still unable to speak.
Are you Kulin? A certain man asked me to find you.
He looks at you, surprised and confused. You can see that he wants to tell you something, but he can't. He points to his open mouth. He opens his mouth, and you realize that he has no tongue. He makes a begging gesture. He starts to imitate someone walking with a cane. He begs again.
Starts to imitate someone walking with a cane. Do we know that many characters that walk with a cane? I don't know if I've seen any characters that walk with a cane just yet. No, I thought it was also like just a really high cost card until I actually read the card, but I haven't hovered over it, so a bit hard to read. All right, pop up your dukes. And I have so many cards I can cut from this deck. It's just getting even clearer and clearer and clearer as we keep playing. Some synergy. Purging, lost activation. Let's last activate you into someone else. We can corrosively burst a different minion. Actually, we could resurrect the Fae and then corrosively burst that. Pretty intrigued by doing that, definitely. So if I really wanted, I could get into Lichdom this turn. It would be Life Breather to destroy one of my own Fae. Is that good? Yeah. It's fine. I should do it every turn if I can. Just with how powerful it is for us. Bitchy. Sorry? Oh, right. I was wondering why I had just an extra one. Didn't summon its original position. Tried to summon next to me instead. We want more casts of AoE right now, I feel. Yeah, there's a lot of random hits out there. We'll get a ghoul out on the fields as well. I mean, you are going to try and raise yourself also. Maybe I should give you a sap. Wait. Where's the... There we go. Eerie Gaze. No armor allowed for you. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, we almost just randomly died right there. Oops. 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 That's fine. Maybe I need to pay more attention than I'm currently doing because I thought I'd already won, but no, I clearly not. Oops. Sometimes you oops, and it's okay. It happens. If you're worried about oopsing, the best way not to oops is to forgive yourself when you do, because that makes it much easier to take it as a learning experience, you know? Just activate and go for the kill. If this text loses, it's going to be to a situation like that. Yeah. Honestly, like, that is a good reason for me. Whenever this minion activates for a card and gain an ultimate charge, that'd be great, but we can't actually do it on ethereal minions. This turn, all enemies lose 50 armor, 50% damage, and sacrifice all minions, increase damage until the end of combat for every sacrifice minion. I mean, sacrificing every minion for 0 is actually kind of decent, but I think I'm fine. Skip. Take an Ethel. That leaves us 1 Ethel away from a flawless Ethel, maybe? I don't know. I'm just going to take all of the runes from the rune carrier right now, though.
Hello again, stranger. Gold for rune stones. How about it?
That's what I meant about the Lich going in with low energy. Yeah. It's a good point, well made. But the low energy of the Lich Like, it would have been fine if I just stunned all the enemies instead, but I was trying to go for a kill. I just need to be a bit more patient. Really would be pretty helpful for us. Cracked Man. Oh, this man's cracked, eh? Every turn, increase everyone's damage by 10%. Every turn, increase everyone's armor by 5. Probably not. Cracked Pure. Start with bonus damage. No, that's also just so low. It's bonus damage. So yeah, I'm just going tier and calc. I mean, I guess I could go for some rare. No, they're super expensive. I don't want them. Let's bind those and try and resort these as well. One, two, three. Okay, so one away from the flawless calc. We're 3 away from the flawless Gar. We're 1 away from the flawless Ethel. And 2 far away from the Stan. So we're almost certainly going to go for flawless of these 2. That is to say, the polished calc and the polished Ethel. Yeah. So that means the rest of those are basically trading materials to get the ones that I need. I think you may be underestimating that card in Necro Routes. It lets you clear your spirits to summon more living minions to get more lich. I really, like, I kind of lost my mind over that card the first time I saw it, but with what this deck does, it's not really relevant to us. Wait, which way am I going right now? Let's take the milestone. Weird candle. You have... Oh, we cut out to the left. Obscure Tavern, definitely. Pop a lap before we go in, just because we can. Okay. Oh, this is one of the worst situations where I don't have a Fae on turn 1. I'm going to get my plus 200% damage, though. I'm going to draw into a Fae. It's fine. We got 3 cards in the 9-card remaining deck that draw... that give us a Fae. And we got 2 of them. Let's go for synergy. Okay, and then I sacrifice you. Good. Then I Clouds of Blood you, getting into Lichdom with plus 400% damage this turn. I'm not even going to resurrect a ghoul before I do it. Not my kind of thing. You got negative 30. Let's get some extra damage out here with a dupe of Pasteel. And then... Gosh, just any direct damage. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Hoonbox says, hello, Raps. Have you ever played Witcher 3? I played like 20 minutes of Witcher 3. I really want to get back into it as well. It's just, it's such a commitment, you know? Maybe I should have joined those. I do want the dust, but also, like, those were good trading assets for me previously. Oops. Need to leave the poppers at home. He's a good boy, but he bloats your deck. He doesn't bloat the deck, because he's an additional draw. He's an ability. Where is he? Oh, yeah, he actually doesn't even show that. He just gets added to your hand. Doesn't take a draw spot, as far as I know, at least. It's true, I put 100 hours into it very quickly after buying. It's an amazing game. I'd love to see you make a series on it. I think it's very unlikely I end up making a series on it, to be entirely honest. It's just a long game that is old, that is not necessarily something I know that I'm going to like the entirety of the way through. I have a compulsion, especially in story games, to try and finish them to the maximum level that I possibly can. I think that's a potent proof in not being able to really cover it, but never say never.
What was once a lively tavern now stands abandoned amongst dense clouds of the weirdness. Deserted and eerie, it is as silent as a grave. Suddenly, a small man with a red nose approaches, waving bottles of hooch. His smell is one of a kind, a uniquely pungent odor that you can feel coating the inside of your nose. It's a mix of sweat, ale, and piss, with a subtle note of rotten grapes sprinkled on top. He looks like a caricature of a dancing fairy, but this fairy happens to be the drunkest, hairiest, and smelliest person in all Avalon.
Come on, take a sip. Don't be shy. Drink with me, and you'll forget every useless skill you've ever learned and every worthless person you've ever met. Just let your brain melt. It's my special recipe. Isn't that wonderful? Let your brain melt from my special recipe.
Take a sip. Get a random consumable and runestone and a combat encounter. Oh, I thought it was going to be remove cards.
You feel the fluid burning down your throat and into your stomach, leaving a peculiar iron-like aftertaste. You have no idea what the swill is, but at least one thing was true. You're sure it made you forget something. The man belches loudly.
Now, we fight. What's the use of drinking without a proper fight to commemorate the evening?
Forget usually means removal in this game. Drunkard, booze and adrenaline makes him a more powerful foe. Won't be able to keep standing on two legs for that long though. Countdown, the fight will automatically end when the countdown ends. I mean, look, you want to fight? I'll fight you. I will fight you all the way to death, though. So if you want to fight, I'm gonna end you. Okay. Look, if you're into it, let's do it. So let's go corrosive on that. I may want to just set up here on the first turn instead of trying to execute. I could execute, it'd be ritual and then life breather, and then I have very little going on next turn. That's a little too little. Get another worm out. Good target for a free sacrifice next turn for more draw as well. This dude is very large reason for complaints in the Steam bug report discussion. Uh-oh. I hope I don't get whatever the cause of the discussion about bugs is. Okay, and then the lowest cost that I can invest in order to get another thing would literally just be activating you. I'll do it. And now I'm a necromancer. You want to die? I mean, look, that is 7 hits for base 50 damage.
The man finally collapses and disappears into the weirdness. You find a few things on the ground. Among these, you find a crumpled piece of paper. You can't quite understand the weird marks and symbols scrawled on it, but it's clearly an invitation to something.
The windmill? I'm sorry, but I can't let you in without an invitation. They're gonna let us in now. He's gone.
Apologies.
Here's my invitation.
The man looks at your invitation and silently opens a hatch in the floor. It clearly leads down to a cellar. As you walk down the stairs, you hear weird chants coming from afar. They become louder and louder with every step you take. Then suddenly, you see a group of people in black robes gathered around a stone carved with various markings.
Take your place. Do not disturb the ritual.
Join the ceremony. Clearly, I had an invite.
You take the free place. Since you don't know the words, you at least try to hum along to the melody together with the rest of the crowd. At some point, one of the men starts reciting the words of some ritual. He leads that chant, but they end each verse in unison.
Lord of the black skies, we invoke thee. Crowned pale king, we invoke thee. Eternal dark sky, we invoke thee. Lord of the night, we invoke thee.
Someone throws various mysterious items into a fire. Someone cuts their arm open and drips their blood over the flames. Everything is happening very fast, and the chanting continues. Then everything goes black. Unnatural darkness envelops the place.
What do you think you're doing, you incredible morons?
The men fall to their knees and start praying vigorously.
We've summoned you, Lord, to pledge our allegiance and demonstrate our endless servitude.
Death snaps its fingers and the man's neck breaks, quite visibly, in 7 different places.
It's always the same with you, you idiotic beings. Always the same. You give them life, and they'll find a way to screw it up.
Death snaps its fingers again, and another man falls to the ground.
You forced me to come here and pay attention to you before your scheduled time, and now you say you worship me? That's rich.
Death looks around and notices you.
And what are you doing here? Did you go completely nuts, and I somehow didn't notice?
So there's been a lot of discussion happening in chat, for those of you watching on the YouTube side, about this event. Apparently this event is very, very contentious because you can make a decision that is eternal to the save file. And they are quite separate decisions in this event. And the game doesn't really give you any information about the fact that it's going to do something like that, and there have been a fair few people, apparently, including Amphids in chat, who restarted a save file just to get away from the result of this event. So for that reason, I'm... if I would be, like, very frustrated by, blindly stumbling into one of these, I'm happy to have, like, some direction provided in terms of what I should do here, because I've spoken very many times in the past about the kind of like the feeling of lost value in roguelikes that I quite consistently get. But if this save file has like consistent lost value in it as well, oh, that's gonna feel bad. That's just gonna be like 10% of my brain at all times when I'm playing the game. I honestly have no idea, Death.
Death chuckles. Probably. It's probably a chuckle. You know, there's really no telling with these immortal beings. You notice that the cultists are still kneeling with their faces touching the ground, all trembling in fear.
Listen, I can't have that. It's not like humans are the only creatures dying in this world. I'm busy. I'll tell you what. Normally, I'd just get it over with and be on my way. But since you're here, the choice is yours. Should I get rid of these insufferable beings, or should I spare them?
Spare them.
As you wish. But I know the type. They won't stop fooling around with this kind of magic. It's on you to make sure I'm never summoned here again. I'll make it easy for you. Here, with this, and certain ingredients, you'll be able to summon things. Things which are not me. They will look real, but they won't be real. They won't be able to kill you. Study them. Fight them. Do what you want. Now I have to go.
Interesting.
Death disappears. The cultists slowly rise, unsure of exactly what happened. Then they start thanking you for saving their lives. You give them the grimoire and once again explain in excruciating detail that they're forbidden from ever summoning death again.
Bad Moon Rising is complete. Okay. For reference, if you murder them, then when you come back here, you just have to fight a group of 5 cultists, which can be very frustrating, and you get no experience, gold, or rewards. I don't know what Death's Grimoire is necessarily doing, though. Book given to you by Death, who wants to prevent crazy cultists from ever summoning it again. Maybe it just gives me the ability to activate something in here next time I visit in another run. However, now if you come back here, it's very interesting. Okay, so the difference is a very interesting space or a... not just a blank space, but a fight that gives you nothing. So I'm glad. I appreciate the guidance on that one. Because I definitely would have been frustrated by the alternative. Like, I've already talked about a couple times in this run, like, oh man, the end of the meta progression is just, you know, this space no longer gives you any value? That's not good. What if it was a fight and no value? Oof.